Welcome to today's webinar. We have Fawn Young, our Senior Strategist here at What Counts, who will be presenting today, and she is going to be taking you through some great tips to optimize your spring marketing coming up here. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Fawn.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm going to jump right in. Today we'll talk about spring holiday themes, some of like the bigger holidays, and then we'll touch on some lesser holidays, but still important ones from a marketing perspective. We'll talk about some themes that are common, some strategies, top campaigns, and then we'll also touch on 2017 email design trends, some best practices around that, and then we'll have some key takeaways for you. And we'll be sending this out after the webinar as well. So you'll have this to refer back to, which will be good because there's lots of examples and resources and things like that throughout. So jumping right in, as far as overall spring stats, spring is the second largest quarter for revenue behind the winter holidays for retailers. Marketers really excelled, looking at Q2 last year, they really excelled in minimizing home improvement and apparel abandonment rates. Home improvement had abandonment rates of 45%, which is about 20% below the average. And the clothing and footwear category decreased more than 13% from the year before, so their abandonment rates were better as well. As far as keeping people on site with engagement, the industries that really excelled at that by using overlays to keep people on were the beauty products industry and the apparel industry. They saw higher engagement and conversion rates as direct results of using overlays to keep people on their site. And as far as email remarketing, driving people back, there were some industries that really stood out there for Q2 last year as well, and that was the travel and the health and diet industry. The travel industry actually had the most people open, with about 42% and around 35% converted from re-engagement type marketing that was sent out. And then they were followed by the health and diet industry, which saw strong re-engagement, around 32% open rates and about 41% click to conversion rate. So those were some of kind of the standouts from last year as far as the categories. Now, as far as Q2 in general, it's sneaking up on us here. It'll be here before we know it. And just looking at some trends from previous years, email volume increased by 17% in Q2 compared to Q2 of 2015. And open rates matched or were above those in 2015, which is great. As far as quarter-to-quarter volume, that pretty much remained the same for Q2 compared with Q1, but revenue per email rose slightly in Q2. And then the year-over-year unique click rate actually did decline slightly, but the number of clicks that were received in the quarter rose by 7%. And then also 20% of all emails that were sent in Q2 were sent on Thursdays, which made it the most popular deployment day. And the weekends were the least popular as far as deployment. I'll get into that a little bit more here in just a couple slides from now. So, sorry about that, went the wrong way. Let's take a quick peek at B2B email stats. B2B companies tend to be more well acquainted with their target audience's needs and interests. Email volume in the business products and services vertical rose 20%. That was led by banking and tax-related brands. And then B2B marketing email averaged over 47% higher click-through rates than B2C. And only 27% of B2B emails are opened on mobile. And while that might not seem as big a number as B2C marketing, it's still important that B2B companies are optimizing their emails for mobile because 40%, there was a 40% lift for B2B marketers who did have their emails mobile optimized. So that's definitely something that, even though maybe it's not as much engagement on mobile devices, people are looking there for B2B emails and checking them there. So it's going to be key to make sure that emails are mobile optimized across the board, no matter what industry you're in. And then continuing on the B2B track, you know, email marketing does continue to be an important outlet for B2B businesses that want to attract as well as convert customers. And spring really marks the beginning of things like the trade show season, which means it's time to start promoting events, capturing leads, things like that. Bright Local did a survey where they asked what the most important pieces of information for a local business's website was. While this isn't directly related to email, I think it can be easily translated over to email. So out of the respondents of that survey, 52% said they want to know the physical address, 47% said they want a map or driving directions, 44% said opening hours, and 37% said the phone number. Each of these things are pretty easy to incorporate within an email. So if you're a B2B company, just know that these are things that are important for people who are you know, looking to find your location, come visit, come stop by, or contact you via the phone. So ensuring that you have these pieces within your email campaigns is going to be important. Now, as far as Q2 overall email stats, engagement is declining. So over the last 3 years, the open rates have been fairly consistent, but unique click rates and click-to-open rates have actually gone down. This really indicates that consumers, they're accessible through email like they always have been, but that the email content is not engaging them really enough to get them to do anything beyond opening the email. So anything you can do to make your emails more engaging, more interactive, including video, things like that, is just going to help. The more personalized you can make it, the better. I know different companies have different resources available that they can use for that type of stuff, but any data you've got on your clients that you can use to make the email more personalized to them, and things like you know, countdown timers, weather-related information, anything that just speaks more on that personal level to your subscribers is going to make them more interested in your emails and more engaged with your emails. So that's something that we're seeing as a trend, and it's something that's important to address in emails if you want people to continue to do more than just open them. Okay. So email marketing does continue to provide the best ROI in terms of both acquisition and retention, and we can see that here on this chart. Email marketing, as far as acquisition, 81%, and retention, 80%. So all those people that say email's dead, this is just not true. So email marketing is important. I think that people that are attending this webinar already know that, so I'm not going to hound on that. But let's talk about, like I said a minute ago, I was going to touch back on those important days to send. So Q2 studies on the best days and times have found that in Q2 of 2016, emails that were sent on Thursdays generated the highest email engagement. But as far as in terms of conversions, Saturdays performed the best, generating 60% higher than average conversion rates. So what does that mean for you guys? That means that you should try out sending the original email on Thursday and then sending a reminder email on Saturday, potentially to anybody who hasn't interacted with your email or people who haven't yet converted or taken whatever action you wanted them to take as a result of the email. Send that reminder message on Saturday. And test that out and see how it goes. I mean, obviously this isn't going to be a win for everyone across the board, but this is a lot of data compiled, and this is what they found was that Thursdays generated the highest engagement, but Saturdays it got the highest conversions. And this is just a chart that kind of, you know, shows that again and backs it up. This is from Q4 of 2014 up to Q2 of 2016, and it shows here kind of fluctuated between Wednesdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for the top engagement day, but the last 3 quarters that were tracked there, it was Thursdays. And then as far as conversions across the board there, you can see Saturdays and Sundays hands down. So hopefully this will give you some ideas. If you're not currently sending campaigns on these days and you're not sending reminder campaigns, these will give you some ideas of some places to start with that type of thing. Now, as far as different industries, things can vary, and I think this you can spend more time on once you get this from us after the webinar today. But this is really, I have a few charts here for different industries showing the best days to send. So you can see it broken down by day of the week, and it shows volume, open rate, everything conversion rate, things like that. So I have it here for the retail industry, the consumer packaged goods industry, entertainment industry, and financial services industry. So I hope that you'll take some time to check that out once we send this over to you. I just have a lot of information to get through today, so I want to make sure that we cover everything in the short amount of time that we have. So as far as continuing on, the best days to send, great, but where are people interacting with emails? 48% were open on desktop devices, 40% on mobile and e-readers, and 12% on tablets. So again, it's important that no matter what device someone is looking at your emails on, you have got them mobile responsive design so that it's going to render appropriately no matter where they're checking the email. They're going to have the best user experience. So that's kind of general stats. Let's jump into some of the holidays that are in Q2, and the first one would be St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to touch on some quick stats and research on that, and then we'll discuss some top campaigns, hopefully give you some ideas for things that you could potentially spin for your marketing for these holidays. So more than 125 million Americans plan to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and they're expected to spend an average of $35 a person. Total spending for St. Patrick's Day is expected to reach $4.4 billion. And then 82% of people will wear green. 31% plan to make a special dinner. 28% will head to a party or a bar at a restaurant, and 21% will attend a private party. So there's a lot of people celebrating during St. Patrick's Day, and a lot of people looking to go out, have fun, things like that. And then 22% will decorate their homes or offices in an Irish theme. So lots of marketing opportunities there depending on what kinds of products or services that you sell. So let's touch on some of the most popular ones. There's, playing off the luck theme, so taking that luck approach, whether it's lucky you or lucky us or something like that, anything like that works. Of course, incorporating the color green within the content of messages, not just with a lucky theme type message, but just any St. Patrick's Day message in general, right? And then, of course, including an offer if possible. And popular offers for St. Patrick's Day are $1 off, free shipping, % off. So nothing weird, out of the box, anything like that. Pretty standard type promotions. But people are looking for those promotions. So make sure if you can, include one. And if you cannot provide an offer, you could consider highlighting products that you have that are green as a way to theme your email for that holiday. And I have some examples of that, like the New Balance example here doesn't necessarily have like an offer associated with it, but you can see the green sneakers and the green background. It does have that feel of St. Patrick's Day, and they mention it within the copy of the message, so it works. And then on that green theme and getting festive with color, this is a great holiday to associate with color, and a specific color. So really continuing to play off that color green by featuring those products in that category, like this email here has done. They've got some of their green products kind of showcased there. And then the verbiage within your message could relay that theme. So everything green, seeing green, things like that. And you could consider, as this email example is doing here, discounting any green items for a limited time. So whether it's just a few hours that day, whether it's that whole day, whether it's a couple of days leading up to or after, anything like that can work well for you. And this next example is around going green. So this is more for if you're a retailer that sells environmentally friendly products. This is a good campaign to run, really to showcase the sustainability of your products, how they're good for the environment and things like that. So really using that Go Green theme. Incorporate nature elements within these types of emails. That can work really well. You can see you've got the shamrocks here, but it's real shamrocks, and it just has a very natural feel to it, which is nice. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, the more interactive you can make your emails, the better. So for these types of campaigns where you might not necessarily be showcasing certain products or have big offers or anything like that, anything you can do to make the email interactive or more engaging is going to help. So we know that video always helps or any kind of animation you can get in there could help with something like that as well. And then we mentioned a few slides back that people are looking to party on this day. So there's going to be lots of events going on in local areas. So if you're a company that maybe is a restaurant or some kind of venue, or even if you're a retailer that's having some sort of an event or party to celebrate the day, it's great to tout that over email and send an email campaign, letting people know exactly what's going on. So with these types of email campaigns, it's important to include things like the date, the time, the location. Let them know what's going to be going on, what kind of entertainment, are there special guests, are there going to be games, are there going to be food trucks or any kind of special menus or anything like that. And then also let them know what to bring. If it's an outside get together and they need to bring lawn chairs or coolers or blankets or anything like that, just give them all the information right there in the email so that not only will they come to your event, but they're going to have the best time that they possibly can. Another popular theme for St. Patrick's Day is the pot of gold approach. I like this Petco example because they've taken a fun play with the discount. So instead of just playing off the date and this number 17, they took it a step further, and it's 17% off for 17 hours. Something easy that a lot of companies might be able to do, but it just makes it a little more St. Patrick's Day fun versus just a, hey, here's 10% or here's 15% or something that people who subscribe to your email campaigns might be accustomed to seeing. I've never had that happen before. There we go. So with these pot of gold type campaigns, products that you have on special or products that you know would be of interest to your subscribers for that time of year would be great to highlight. If you have this, and I understand that not every retailer does, but if you do have browsing data or purchase data available to you to incorporate more personalized recommendations into these types of emails, that's a great thing to do for these types of campaigns. And continuing on St. Patrick's Day, good luck symbols. So 4-leaf clovers, that's one of the things that everybody thinks about for St. Patrick's Day. So really, this email is simply featuring the clover prominently in the imagery. They've got 4 different kinds of offers to choose from. I think it's pretty clear how their deal works. They're providing clear calls to action. If possible, you could feature products and services of interest to the subscriber, like we mentioned a minute ago. If you can insert product recommendations or things like that, that would be great in the secondary area. But I think this is a pretty simple but effective St. Patrick's Day campaign. And then some additional ideas for St. Patrick's Day. So have fun with offbeat holidays like St. Patrick's Day. Really don't shy away from going out of the box with these email campaigns. Anything that works with the theme, the coloring, things like that, go for it. So here's a couple ideas. A green giveaway, so offering a treat to customers that come in wearing green. I mean, this can't work for people who are strictly online retailers, but this could work if you have like brick and mortar locations. So for example, if you own a bakery, you could give anybody that comes in wearing green a cupcake, or it could be a small discount on their purchase, something like that. And be sure to promote this via email and on your social sites and things like that to drive traffic into your locations. And then another idea would be to run a promotion where customers that come in and speak with an Irish accent or sing an Irish song or do a jig receive a discount on select products in your store or on anything green or whatever you want to do with it. But the idea is just really to have fun with it and get your customers excited about it and engaged. Okay. So now let's talk about Easter. This year Easter will be Sunday, April 16th. 80% of Americans plan to celebrate Easter last year. Of those, 58% visited discount stores for their Easter purchases. $1.2 billion was spent on flowers alone. And this stat actually surprised me. Americans actually shell out more cash for candy on Easter than they do on Halloween. Got lots of those, people buying those, eggs and Peeps and all these candies and stuff like that. And then adult consumers who plan to celebrate Easter said they plan to spend a combined $4 billion on candy. And then as far as all Easter-related goods, $14.6 billion is expected to be spent. And this is just another view of the breakdown. So a ton of money at Easter time is spent on candy, clothing, gifts, and food. So let's look at some campaigns around that too. Easter emails. So this is kind of a general campaign, right? Easter emails tend to go all out with their spring imagery. It's pastel colors, bright colors are very common. Anything you think of with spring, you know, eggs, chicks, bunnies, that sort of thing, obviously would be visually inside an email campaign for Easter. But simple offers and spring-themed imagery really seem to entice shoppers to click through, and there's nothing out of the norm, really. It's just typical offers like percentage off, dollar off, free shipping. Those things are expected, and they tend to work well. So here's a couple other just general Easter campaigns, you know, 20% off, 25% off, limited time, things like that. Now, as far as Easter, you think of Easter baskets for kids and things like that, but they're not just for kids. If you sell items that would make good basket stuffers for adults, you could create an email and feature them as Easter baskets for grown-ups. These work really well for consumable goods, and you could consider bundling items together for that and offering a discounted price. For this type of campaign, definitely highlight shipping deadlines in order for the items to be received in time for Easter. So as your campaigns for Easter go over the weeks leading up to Easter, just make sure you've got a banner call out or a countdown timer or something in there letting folks know, hey, last chance for shipping, ensure you order by this time to receive it, things like that. A lot of you probably do that around the Christmas and you know, Christmas season, so it's the same idea. And then you want to feature imagery that shows your products in a basket or some sort of arrangement like that to go along with that Easter theme and to help inspire people to get ideas for putting together their own baskets using your products. Here's some other kind of, you can fill your Easter basket with these types of campaigns. And then spring imagery for Easter is very popular. So this works great for Easter messages, you know, those pastel imagery, bunnies, you know, cutesy things don't work for every brand. So for those companies that need something different, a more natural spring approach like this can work really well. You can showcase your products with really sharp imagery, provide an offer, invite them to shop your spring collection. As you can see, this email has a little bit of animation, which is nice. It's not super distracting, but it's enough to catch your attention and get you spending a few more seconds on the email, which is critical. And they also have a welcome email, a welcome Easter video, which is a cool thing to add in your emails because, again, video just helps with engagement. If you have products that don't necessarily scream Easter, you can still put a spin on them like this is done. These socks are cute, and they kind of give the feel of Easter eggs, even though they're obviously not Easter eggs and they don't have anything to do with Easter. So just putting a fun spin like this on your emails can, during the Easter timeframe, can really help. You know, provide an offer, tout social interaction. That's what they're doing here with Instagram. That's great. I would say do that for whatever your most popular social site or sites are. And then just using those fun visuals to get people engaged. Here's some more just for fun type emails. This one, actually, the bunny's ears bite down. Some of you may have seen those, seen that before. And just the idea is just, you know, have fun, be engaging, and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about Easter egg hunts. They're not just for kids either. Some of you may or may not have seen sites that will actually hide things throughout their website during this time of year, and they'll have you do like an Easter egg hunt, or you got to find the bunnies or the chickens or the chicks or whatever it is that they want you to find. But the idea is announcing that via email and then getting people over to your website to start clicking around. And it's a great way to get people to see products on your website that they may have not even known that you carry, or they may have missed before, because now they're actively clicking through your site, searching for these eggs or whatever it is that you've got them looking for, and by default they're seeing all these different products and probably landing on pages that they wouldn't have normally. So it's a great way to really get people engaged with your site. With these types of emails, you want to really let people know exactly when this starts, what the time frame is, exactly what they need to find, how many of them are out there, and what happens when they find them all. You know, are they entered into a contest? Does everybody get a discount? Do they get a special prize or whatever it is? Just really set their expectations with the emails so that they want to take part and they're excited about it. And then celebrating. So, 55.8% of people plan to cook an Easter meal. That's a lot of people that'll be, excuse me, at home that day, cooking for themselves, their family, their friends, their extended family, whoever they've got invited over. So if you sell products that would help people have an easier time celebrating the Easter holiday, you want to put a spin on those email campaigns and really show your products, how they can help people get ready to celebrate the holiday. So you can see this Williams-Sonoma example here. It's showing a product of theirs, and then it's showing the end result that the customer made using their product. And something like this is great. Providing the before and after picture of your product, that visual really helps bring it all home. And touting how your product can help specifically for these Easter gatherings or spring celebrations, things like that. And then including additional content again in the form of other products that might complement this, or recipes to use for these specific products that you're touting. If you have tips from experts or videos that are quick, just two-minute video or less, showing exactly how to use the product, and maybe some customer testimonials and things like that. These are all great things to include in this type of campaign. And here's just a few more examples of helping people celebrate in one way or another. So this is letting you know about Easter Bunny social, Easter Bunny photos, and this is obviously very Easter feeling with that bunny and the flowers and stuff, springtime. Plates that could help you have a better celebration with your family when you're cooking them meals at your house. And then Easter travel. So 23% of folks are planning to take time off over Easter. So if you are some sort of travel-related type of company, you could take advantage of this time frame to send emails geared towards highlighting why someone should book a hotel room, book a flight, book travel, whatever, through you versus some of your competitors. So highlighting things like amenities, nearby restaurants, shopping, things like that. If you're a hotel, like this email is a hotel, provide a fun and enticing video, make it easy for them to reserve a room or a flight or a cruise, whatever they're trying to do. And then really convenience, making things convenient and letting them know why you're better than your competitors. And then additional ideas for Easter. So this is a holiday where you can have a lot of fun via email. So you can use bright designs. If you don't want to use Easter imagery, again, you can use that springtime natural feel. And then puns are big for Easter campaigns. So what's cracking? The sale is excellent. Exciting savings. Extra special deals today, things like that. You can have fun with. They're cheesy, but this is the time to do it, time of year. And then, of course, that animation or video in those emails. Feel free to be more playful with your Easter springtime campaigns. Okay, and then we're going to look at Mother's Day. So Mother's Day is the third largest retail holiday in the U.S. The total amount projected to be spent is $21.4 billion, and the average American will spend $168 on Mom for Mother's Day. 28.5% of Mother's Day gifts are bought online, and when it comes to gifts, the majority of consumers are picking up a card for Mom, and more than 2/3 buy flowers. So let's take a look at some of this real quick. So marketers try the rest to entice shoppers for Mother's Day. They use techniques like free shipping, price cuts, and coupons. So again, nothing crazy, but these things work. Email subject lines that begin with Mother's Day have a 16% higher email engagement rate than those that have the phrase later in the subject line. So that's definitely something you're going to want to test out with your Mother's Day campaigns, is making sure that in the subject line you have Mother's Day touted first, and see how that works for you, because it's definitely worked for a lot of retailers. Now, as far as popular campaigns, gift guides, right? Everybody wants to get their mom a gift for Mother's Day, but a lot of people don't know what to get them, so this is where these gift guide emails come in. With these emails, you want to make it easy for your subscribers to shop for their mothers by pointing them in the right direction. Use a positive and light tone, use engaging, pretty imagery, highlight popular mom products. And by that, what I mean are things that you know she would like, things that would make her life easier, or things that serve a purpose. And then make your call to action buttons really pop. I have a stat later on that talks about how much better emails that use actual call to action buttons perform versus those that don't have them or have a less visible one. So call to action buttons are important. Here's a couple other Mother's Day gift guides. So this one is taking kind of the persona approach, which makes shopping really easy for a lot of people. So the cool mom, the working mom, the expecting mom, that just kind of takes a lot of the stress out of the shopping experience for a lot of people who want to gift their mom something great, but they just are a little overwhelmed with knowing what to get them. And then this is just another campaign that features nice imagery and the bond between mothers and their children. And then giving a little nudge with a date reminder. So it can sneak up on you pretty quickly. You know, everybody's busy. Seems like you blink and you're into the next month and things like that. So we want to make sure that we don't forget mom. And email is a great way to send a gentle reminder to your subscribers about Mother's Day coming up. But what this example here is done with the, you know, hey, here's when Mother's Day is, reminder, and order now so it'll be in stock. It's just a great way to let your subscribers know that it's time to shop and not to procrastinate. So you could take it a step further if you have access to countdown timers, things like that. Those can really help instill a sense of urgency and get people shopping. So I would encourage you to use those if you have the ability to. Otherwise, a static banner like this could be just fine. And other ways to instill a sense of urgency is within the verbiage in both the subject line and the body of the email. So words like last chance, don't let mom down, don't disappoint mom, things like that can really hit home with people and make them want to take action. So here's another example where you can see they're saying, hey, only 4 days left, and this one is letting you know last chance Mother's Day. I'd love it even more if they let you know, with like a countdown timer or something like that. But I do like that they're letting you know ground deadline extended till midnight, so you know, hey, there's still time. It's not too late. And then the spoil mom approach. So moms have a really hard job, and this day is all about thanking mom and kind of spoiling her. So with these types of campaigns, you can use verbiage like treat mom, spoil mom, it's all about mom, mom first, things like that. The idea is just reminding them to make mom number one that day. You can highlight popular products, but keep it short and sweet with not too many products to distract. We want to get people shopping on your site and not have them be overwhelmed and just leave and try somewhere else. And then as far as dining out, Mother's Day is the most popular holiday of the year to dine out. I can vouch for that. I used to wait tables during college, and it was insane every Mother's Day. Moms want to go out. They don't want to have to do any work on that day, really. Let's just relax. Whereas Father's Day is popular for cookouts and things like that. Mother's Day is very popular for going to restaurants. Local restaurants should take advantage of this by sending email campaigns that really tell subscribers, hey, here's what's going on at our location. Here's why you should come here instead of one of the other 100 restaurants in the area. So really having some sort of promotion for Mother's Day would be great, whether it's free dessert, giving each mom a flower when they walk in the door to make them feel special, discount for mom, free drink. You get the idea. Have something a little special to entice people to want to go to your restaurant to celebrate Mother's Day. And then just the general Mother's Day campaigns as well. So general email campaigns are always a safe bet, and they work well for clients that have very limited time and resources. So here it's just important to use a visual hierarchy, let people know what's the most important piece, what's the main call to action. Images with mothers and their children work well for these types of messages. So do images that contain flowers, things like that. And then if you're going for the more general message, just be sure to include an offer within your message. And then as far as like if you have a retail location and you want to drive people to your store for Mother's Day, local retailers can use email to invite people to come in. With these emails, they can really just get across to people, here's what the event's about, here's the date, the time, the location, here's what's going to be happening on this day, here's why you should come in, this is what we've got that's exciting. And let people know if there's a reservation that's needed to come in or if there's any extra costs that would be incurred. Those are very, very important pieces to include within an email like that. But some ideas around that would be like for an in-store event, make a gift for your mother or a mother-daughter type event or even a kid-free event. So like if you're a spa or something like that, some kind of venue where a mom can go just relax and just take a break even for an hour or so from her daily duties, you know, work, anything, whatever she's got going on. Just tout that within the email and let people know, here's what we have that's going on that's great, and here's why you should come. And then contests. So running Mother's Day contests via email is a great idea, and incorporating a social component can help encourage people to interact with it, share on social media, which is kind of like free word of mouth advertising for your brand. So you can have them post their favorite picture of them with their mother and post it to your social site, and they'll be in turn entered to win something. Or if you have that brick and mortar location, you can run a contest where everybody that brings their mom into the shop, they get entered into you know, a contest for a free gift card or whatever makes sense for what you sell. In this example, it's a makeover contest. And then, of course, there's people who either procrastinate so long that it sneaks up on them and, oh, no, I need to get something for mom. Or there's people that just don't know what to get mom. Maybe mom has everything, or maybe mom truly is just like, I don't want anything. I have everything I need. And we've probably heard that too. So gift cards come into play there. They're the #1 most desired gift by internet users, and gift card sales are projected to reach 160 billion by next year. So for those moms that are hard to shop for or refuse to tell you what they want, gift cards can be a good idea. Just be sure to let the subscriber know the gift card options. There's some companies that cannot email the gift card. They have to send, you know, an actual card version. So if that's the case, you'll need to let people know, hey, we have gift cards, but you need to order by this date in order to have it in time to hand to your mom on Mother's Day. Let them know if you can email it to the buyer and they can print it out, things like that. Those are very important pieces for people who are deciding what to get and where to buy their gift card. And then donations. So 79% of Americans said they would rather have a charitable gift given in their name. Mother's Day is a popular time for this. So really what you want to do with these type emails is highlight the charity prominently, feature information about the charity, what they do, how your donation helps, and then tout that you can donate in someone else's name, and the fact that they're tax deductible probably won't hurt. Now, as far as additional ideas for Mother's Day, keep it creative. You know, nothing captures the attention of subscribers more than like mystery offers. Those are popular, where you can reveal with a click what people are what the offer is. Free expedited shipping can be important. So people that are waiting till the last minute to buy, they can get that nudge with the free expedited shipping. And then you know, letting people know, hey, happy Mother's Day via video. These are popular during like the Thanksgiving and Christmas time frame. You get emails that don't necessarily include like an offer or a promotion or sales push or anything. It's just like a goodwill type message of happy holidays. This is the same approach, just wishing the moms a happy Mother's Day and that they enjoy their time off or time with their family or whatever they choose to do on that day. Okay, spring travel. So beyond spring break, solo vacations and girls' getaways are popular for spring. Americans are taking more spring trips. The average trip costs almost $7,000. And over the past 3 years, Americans have increased their spending on spring trips by 25%. Cheaper airfare and cheaper gas are key influencers of people deciding to do things like take spring break travel versus years before. People are also traveling abroad, and 39% were saying they're looking to travel somewhere they haven't been before. And spring is also a time that's attractive for weddings that require travel and things like that. So if you work for a company that focuses on travel or destinations, things like that, 53% of Americans said that relaxation is the main reason that they're traveling over spring break. So really knowing that, just incorporating that imagery within your emails can help. I mean, how relaxing and nice does that image of the water and just all of that in that email right there look? And include an incentive to get people purchasing. Don't just send them the pretty image, send them a reason to choose to go to your location versus any other destinations that they can go to. And here's some other just examples you can look through. I am talking fast just in the interest of time because we do have a little bit more to get through. As far as road trips, with people traveling, there's going to be a lot of people on the road instead of flying and things like that. So email campaigns that are geared towards making travel easier can really resonate with those people. So sending out those email campaigns leading up to the spring break time frame when you know they'll be traveling, and highlight how your products or your services can help make their trip more enjoyable. So if it's ways to keep the kids occupied while you're in the car, or being prepared for the unexpected, ways to bypass traffic, anything that makes sense to make people's life easier with the road trip would be great to highlight in these types of campaigns. And then also giving people ideas as far as what to pack. So help them get ready for their trip and let them know, hey, we have travel-sized products, or like this loft email, just putting together outfit ideas for someone who it looks like is going on a warm, potentially tropical destination. So, if you sell electronics, showcase products that are small, they travel well. Just really giving people ideas or letting them know that, hey, we have products that can make your traveling easier, and here's how. That's the idea here. Now let's touch on some minor holidays. We've got April Fool's Day, Earth Day, tax season, spring cleaning. So April Fool's Day, 56% of people feel mischievous, and the April Fool's Day online retailers should attempt to capitalize on the whimsical nature of April 1st by sending email marketing campaigns and turning them into practical jokes. You want to have fun with subject lines and coupon codes, like for instance, enter haha at checkout, things like that. So you want to make it funny, but not at the risk of the subscriber. And by that, there's a West Elm example. I'm not sure if any of you have had seen that in years past, but West Elm basically sent out an email. It was an April Fool's joke, but it was a promotional email that just said, thank you for your order. And people got really freaked out by that. They were calling in the West Elm, just up in arms, thinking that their identity had been stolen and someone had stolen their confidential information, things like that. So that really backfired. So make it fun, make it funny, but don't make it scary. People are very concerned about the safety of their personal confidential information, and when you're talking about things like, thank you for your order, that makes people automatically think that, hey, I didn't order, so somebody must have stolen my information. So just be careful there. Here's some examples of some April Fool's campaigns. This is cute. Today only a free joke with purchase. The call to action of let's LOL is cute. Obviously a jackalope. And then here, it's big, 0% off, and then the small print, plus enjoy an extra 50% off. So it's kind of like this just a silly email to send out. And then this one's upside down, And this email talks about things that don't even exist. Hey, you can you can order telepathically. So it's just silly. It's fun. No harm done on these. And then these, you know, hey, there's somebody actually inside the red box and we're hiring for them. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's silly, but it gets attention and it can work. As far as Earth Day, it's celebrated by 1 billion people globally each year. The theme of this year's Earth Day is environmental and climate literacy. A more direct subject line that includes a discount can be more effective on Earth Day when compared to a more subtle approach. For campaign ideas for Earth Day, you should think of things that help the environment and things that can really make people feel good about that. So whether it's bring your own bag and we'll donate money to charity, or bring in a recyclable product and we'll give you X% off your purchase, or if you sell energy efficient products, canteens that are reusable, or light bulbs that are more efficient, or whatever you sell, definitely highlight that and how it helps the earth in these Earth Day campaigns. And then also encourage community events such as gardening day, planting a tree, things like that. And then of course imagery that's full of nature and green and organic is really good. So here's some examples for Earth Day. A couple more. And then tax season. So in 2016, over $200 billion were refunded in the United States. The average refund was about $2,800 per person. And this year, the deadline for filing is Tuesday, April 18th. To promote your tax-related sale, you want to start sending emails the week before. So that would be starting around Monday, April 10th. You could follow up midweek to recipients that don't open or don't click on the link in the email, or perhaps those that don't convert. And then send an end of sale warning on Sunday, April 17th. So there's two approaches that retailers typically take for the tax season campaigns. There's one where retailers that sell relatively expensive products offer a tax refund sale that's aimed at encouraging those shoppers who, you know, are getting the $2,800 or however much they get back, encouraging them to use that to make some large purchases. And then on the other hand, there's retailers that have a sale or offer a discount to offset tax payments. So for this sale, items are often consumable, like household items, things like that. Here's some tax season examples. You know, claim this, file this, percentage offs, things like that. And here's one about, hey, need a little tax relief, here's a free gift, things like that. So these work well. Spring cleaning. So really, with spring cleaning, online retailers that sell products that relate to home organization or renewing, refreshing, revamping, things like that, they should really send out campaigns themed around spring cleaning. So with those, you want to highlight products, how you can be helpful, use crisp and clean imagery, and then video of your product in action can help with engagement. So here's an email from Rejuvenation where you can see, hey, get ready for spring, brighten, clean, organize, store products, shine. So you can see the approach they take. It's a very clean, simple approach, but very effective. And here's another email kind of about getting organized and storage and things like that, catch-alls for any room in the house. And they give you ideas. Here's your bathroom, office, kitchen, garden, and it features their products and how they can help you get organized, which is great for spring cleaning. Almost to the end here. So for best practices, I just want to give you guys some best practices. Some of you may know a lot of these, but hopefully you'll get some helpful tidbits out of this section that you can take and begin to use right away. So in Q2, social stats. In spring of 2015, the top social media channels used by small businesses were Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, and Twitter. Mobile ads now make up a very significant portion of Facebook's advertising revenue. And as far as cross-channel content ideas, ways that you can encourage, ways that you can use email and social together, encourage subscribers to share content within their social network. So making sure that there's those share links within your emails and creating share-worthy emails. Not every email is share-worthy, so from time to time just making sure that you're creating content that people will get excited about and content that has the potential to go viral. Those are things that people will share on social. create special hashtags, and incorporate user-generated content. So if there's ways that you can work with other companies, or you could do this internally, of incorporating, live social feeds, what people are saying real time about your product, customer testimonials that they're populating on social sites that could be used in your email, or images that they're posting to, Instagram and places like that of your product, or of them with your product, and things like that. Those are great, great pieces of content to incorporate within your email campaigns. Here's an example from Lush where they used Instagram and a customized hashtag to encourage subscribers to use their product. By using the product and then posting a picture of their people on Lush's social media, the people were subscribed, the subscriber was automatically entered to win. And linking the hashtag to a sweepstakes makes it easy for subscribers to post and then enter, and it helps your brand go viral at the same time. Here's a Chick-fil-A example where they have incorporated the live feeds, or Twitter posts into this email, let subscribers know that a popular condiment was coming back to all their stores. So this is really using user-generated content in a way to make your emails more interactive. This Twitter post did scroll within the email, so it gave it that interactive feel, caught your eye a little bit more, and was just really engaging. And then this is a campaign, this is an example of a type of campaign that I think that every company who has a social presence should be sending out periodically. This is like a social connect type message. Lets you know, hey, here's what social sites we're active on, here's why you should like or follow us on those sites, and then links you directly to those sites. This is a great campaign not only to send out periodically to your subscribers, but also to incorporate into series like welcome series, post-purchase series, things like that. And it helps your company grow their social media following, and it also gives the subscriber options to interact with your brand in ways that work best for them. So it's a win-win for both. Now, I talked a lot about earlier about designing emails for mobile and ensuring that no matter where people are viewing your emails, that they can easily see the email, interact with it. There's no frustration, no long load times or tiny buttons or anything like that. So basically, if your email templates aren't responsive, you're behind. Email open rates on mobile devices continue to rise while other areas are dropping. So over 75% of mobile users will delete an email that is not designed for mobile devices. So if you're not mobile friendly, you need to be immediately. So with mobile, just a few best practices to remind you of: stick to a single column layout, choose fonts that are clear and easy to read, and trim down your content for mobile. If you've got large paragraphs of text, big chunks of text, things like that, people are going to overlook those, especially on mobile when the print's so tiny. So just giving teaser text and trying to get people over to your site from there is a great idea. Ensure that your primary call to action is visible without scrolling. That's not to say there can't be other calls to action that you would see when you scroll, but make sure there's at least one call to action that's visible right away. And then, of course, test to ensure that your designs are rendering perfectly on all of the major platforms. As far as subject lines, 56% of brands that use emojis in their subject lines experience higher unique open rates. So that's definitely something I would encourage you to test out if you haven't already. Highest open rates go to subject lines that are 30 characters or less. And then using words daily or weekly in a subject line boosts open rates, while the word monthly has a negative impact. And 40% of emails are open on mobile, and mobile devices will only display 4 to 7 words in the subject line. So really keep that in mind when you're thinking of subject lines and creating your emails. This is words that perform well, words that don't. So content, video, news, those perform well. Be careful with things like 100% free, unlimited, satisfaction guaranteed, things like that tend to get you put in spam. Personalized subject lines and promotional mailings do provide a lift in unique open rates, and you can see the different industries here. So you can take a look at that when we send this to you. And then emails with Facebook or Pinterest in the subject line had higher open and click rates than the all industry average, so that's something to test out as well to see if you can get a boost. As far as copy within your emails, emails ranging from the 2,500 word range have a poor rate of response, whereas messages that are 49 words or less have a little higher response. The sweet spot seems to be somewhere within the range of 50 to 125 words. So really you want to make sure that you're using shorter text and that your subject line and your email copy are aligned. Another thing you should do is talk about the benefits, not just features. So really, what's in it for the buyer? Why should they buy this product from you versus one of your competitors? And really keep it short and sweet and let them click through to a page on your site to get more information. This is an email example that touts benefits, not just features. So it's talking about the shorts, the versatility, going from downtime to downtown, swapping, swap this for that, and you have an instant upgrade. So just a quick example for you there. And then copy standards continued within the first few sentences of the email. The reader should understand what the offer is, why he or she should want it, and how to get it. Again, keep that first call to action visible without scrolling. And write in second person whenever possible. It really helps to connect you and your brand to the reader. So copy that uses we tends to sound like you're selling something. So try to avoid that. And then as far as interactivity and getting people engaged with those emails, because like we said earlier, they're opening, but they're not engaging as much these days. Really animated GIFs, cinemagraphs used in emails are attention grabbers. 72% of email marketers that have used animation have recorded higher transaction to click rates compared with, bulk emails that go to the same customers that don't include any kind of animation in them. So if you're not doing these things today, definitely give it a shot. And continuing with interactivity countdowns. I've mentioned those in a couple of examples before where they would have been a good fit. But countdowns are great promotions that really encourage customers to purchase because they instill that sense of urgency. It's a visual reminder of time is ticking down. And then I think this is the last slide on this, call to action buttons. They're a simple way to boost interactivity within emails. And I said earlier that call to action buttons make a difference. They really do. They increase clicks by 371%, and they increase sales by over 1,600%. So if you're not using nice, big, clear call to action buttons, I encourage you to start doing that right away and test out placement, color, verbiage, things like that. And then also call to action buttons that use first person phrasing, such as start my free trial, restore my cart, things like that, perform 90% better than calls to action that don't include that first person phrasing. And just making sure that you're including those buttons in emails is going to be of the utmost importance. So for today, the key takeaways from this, I know this was a lot of information to get through and I talked fast, but you will get a copy of this so that you can go back through and spend some more time on some examples or some charts that you might want to. But really, key takeaways, spring is the second largest quarter for revenue for retailers. Top engagement days in Q2 are Thursdays and top conversion days are Saturdays. So as a reminder, send the original campaign on Saturday and send the reminder campaign, original campaign on Thursday and the reminder campaign on Saturday. And then subscribers are still opening emails, but getting them to engage is getting harder and harder. So it's important as marketers to focus on content in your emails that really engages your subscribers beyond just getting them to open. So interactive elements within the email, video, countdown timers, live feeds, real-time weather information, live maps, things like that. Email open rates on mobile continue to rise while other areas are dropping. So ensuring that you are mobile responsive, you're using a mobile responsive design is going to be super important. And then just a reminder, you've got these holidays here where people are spending a lot of money and they're coming up quickly, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, and Mother's Day. So if you don't already have campaigns sent out, schedules for these holidays, definitely take a look at some of the ideas in this deck and send some out, or you're going to be potentially missing out on some revenue opportunity there. So that's all I have today. If you have any questions, feel free to send those questions over to What Counts, and we'll be sure to get back to you on those quickly. Thanks for your time.